Yeah, I bet the seniors have got a lot of time tonight.
Oh my God, try go.
This time, we'd like to direct your attention to center court as we have our first senior is Sierra Razor. This track school is in the from Florida, Indiana. Before walking to the University of Tampa Spartans, University. This season, she's competed in 28 matches for Spartans and in those matches, she's recorded 7 kills. forward, brought to camp number 13, Natalia Hunt. A junior from Tallahassee, Florida, number 14, Ali Freeman. And the junior from Fayetteville, Georgia, number 18, Jenna Bishop. And Georgia, the Eagles is Kyle Pacific. Your number 1, University of Tampa Spartans, first, the Spartans throws number 1, Emily No. Number 4, Natalie Riddle. Number 5, JJ Rivera. Number 6, Blue Line. Number 19, Mackenzie Frank. Number 12, Haley Dill. Number 20, Tessa Ryan. Number 21, Chelsea Simmons. Number 22, Kevin Askew. Alicia Kowalski. And now the Spartans start the purpose of senior from Puerto Rico, number 2,
Good afternoon and welcome to the Martinez Center in downtown Tampa, Florida. Today's Sunshine State Conference volleyball matchup, it's the Eagles of Embry Riddle Aeronautical University against the 9th-ranked Spartans of the University of Tampa. Hi everybody, I'm Spencer Smith alongside Taylor Stallworthy. Glad you could join us today as the Spartans wrap up another wildly successful season. And Taylor, a clean sweep last night for the Spartans over Rollins. Heck of a battle, but the Spartans got it done, and as a result, conference champions.
Yep, it's their 27th Sunshine State Conference title and the first one since 2018. Tampa's had a long history of being successful in volleyball, and this season proves it. This team will be looking to try to get their 4th ever national championship as well as they look to enter this tournament as a high seed. And for tonight, with not a lot on the line for the end of the regular season, as tonight is also seniors night, Tampa's looking to get another win to extend to a 15-game winning streak off of a wildly successful second half of the year.
That's right, seniors being honored pregame, all the balloons and the banners and all the festivities pregame, wonderful moments, seniors being greeted, congratulated, hugs from their parents and their families and their coaches. All wonderful spectacle. Here's we're about ready to go. First place Tampa, second place Embry Riddle, the Sunshine State Conference. And here we go as Tampa gets the opening serve. It comes from Melissa Elias, the senior from Lake Mary. Opening serve is a clean one. And right off the bat, with a violation, the opening point goes to the Spartans. Melissa Elias, 131 kills. That's 4th on the team. Her second serve of the afternoon is up. Embry Riddle working on the return, and a beauty of a kill. There it is on the point for Embry Riddle. They tie it up at 1-1.
That was a well-placed shot there from Embry Riddle, and they're able to get their opening kill to equalize.
Over to make the serve for the Eagles, Cameron Gilland, DeBerry, Florida native. Tampa piecing a play together here. A little tap over by Sorrel Houghton. And Tampa gets the point there.
Yep, Amelia Hartnett, however, made a great dive and attempt on the dig, but unfortunately wasn't able to direct it back into the field of play. So, out and Tampa point.
Sorrel Houghton, one of the many seniors honored pregame today, makes her serve now. Nice dig by the libero, Allie Freeland for Embry Riddle. And the return ends up going Embry Riddle's way. They tie it back up at 2 apiece. Well, the regular season finale here in Tampa this afternoon. Going to go on to the evening tonight. Tampa entering play, 18-1 in conference play, 27-2 overall. Looking for win number 15 in a row. Remarkable finish for this regular season. There's a heck of a dig there again by the libero Freeland. They play it over. Tampa puts it over, and looks like a violation there by Embry Riddle. So once again back in front, the Spartans.
Yep, and now coming in, of course, one of the most dangerous players for Tampa, Taylor Fossler. The senior blocker will be dearly missed for Tampa next season. She's had a great season being able to make blocks and also make powerful slams and kills from the center.
Now 484 hitting percentage, leading the conference entering this game. Here are the Spartans working it out on the left as you see it on your screen. And a nice job to save that play as the ball almost got away. On the attack, Jada McBride, and have to try it again there. A little gentle tap, finesse by Tampa. Nicely done as Embry Riddle is just narrowly going to miss out on the point. Oh man, Jaden McBride launched that one a little bit too far outside the line.
Yep, it was a great setup there at the play by Embry Riddle, but unfortunately, just a little too much power to the right, and it goes out. What a good volley on that play, though. Both teams very evenly matched.
Sierra Razor with the serve here. Set up by Emily Weaver. A little blocking up front by Tampa. Well done. Taylor Fossler finesses it over the net. And the Spartans get another point. That'll make it 5-2.
Of course, you always expect Taylor Fossler to hit with power, and that's why those plays, when you just tap it over with a little bit of power, are so deadly from the center. So great stuff from Fossler right there to put Tampa up by 3.
That's a 3-point scoring run here for Tampa. And the serve ends up going Tampa's ways. Flips a little bit of the nets, and Embry Riddle unable to come away with the ball. Making a 4-point scoring run here for Tampa. Once again, it's up from Razor, Indiana native. Good dig there by Cameron Gilland. Nice save there by Allie Freeland, the libero position for Embry Riddle. Taylor Fossler again slams it down for another Tampa point. That's 5 in a row for the Spartans.
Yep, and Fossler has been crucial with 2 kills on that period, proving why she's one of the best in the Sunshine State Conference. So Embry Riddle will open up with their first timeout. We will be right back with the finale of the regular season.
Just another ordinary day at UT.
And we're back in the Martinez Center, a 7-2 Tampa lead over Embry Riddle as the Eagles work on their return here on the other side of the Eagles' timeout. Good dig by the Spartans. Now up front, a little gentle tap over by Katie McKeel. Eagles playing it carefully here. Pace picking up now, and nice recovery there by Allie Freeland. A little bit alligator arm, but the ball deflects away from Embry Riddle. And the point once again goes to Tampa. That is 6 in a row.
Yep, that's just too powerful of a shot to be able to fully save, and good effort from Freeland to try. And that is actually the 5th assist on the night for Melissa Elias. So obviously Elias has been one of the best players for Tampa all year. She will definitely be missed next year. And not only is she 4th on kills, as you had mentioned, leading in assists, not just for the team, but one of the best in the conference.
That's right, and that serve from Sierra Razor gets launched a little too far. Now Kendall Taylor gets the service duties for Embry Riddle. Native of New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Junior makes a perfect serve. Tampa plays it. Good blocking up front by Embry Riddle, but that ball ends up deflecting out of bounds, so the point goes to the Spartans.
Tampa's asserted control here early in the first. The last 8 points have gone 7 to Tampa, and only 1 off that error on the serve to Embry Riddle. Riddle trying to get back into this, but still plenty of time to go.
Tampa 9, Embry Riddle 3 here in the first set. Served by Emily No. Just inches too far, and the point goes to the Eagles.
Half of the Eagles' points so far tonight have come from Tampa service errors. So Tampa wants to make sure that doesn't turn into a problem. Their last loss, which was a very long time ago, was partially caused by a few of those service errors. Meanwhile, Tampa now setting up a play.
There it is from Sarah Luma. Embry Riddle keeping pace nicely, and that is out of bounds. Another point goes to Tampa. They're into the double digits. It's 10-4. So the Spartans building a 6-point advantage, their largest of the afternoon. That'll be Callie Kors making her first serve of the day now. Just over the top of that net. Set up by Emily Weaver. Gentle tap over. Beautiful dig by Rivera. Holy cow. And there's the point again for the Spartans.
And it is a team effort from Tampa, working it back and forth. We saw the Embry Riddle play. An amazing dig from Rivera and the great setup that leads to another Tampa point to put them up 7.
Callie Kors again. Good dig there by Kevin Petrowski. Beg your pardon, that's Cameron Gilliland. And on the attack, that time was Taylor Fossler, but good blocking up front by Embry Riddle. They're back on the board.
A great play from Embry Riddle there. It's always dangerous when you have Fossler making those open shots, but great block right there and not able to be recovered. Embry stops the bleeding, but they are still down by 6.
Early on here, leaders in kills for Tampa, 2 apiece for Callie Kors and Taylor Fossler, 1 each also from Sarah Luma, Sorrel Houghton, Katie McKeel. Good dig there by Callie Kors. Now Tampa on the attack, and they get the point. At times, Sorrel Houghton up front. 12-5, Tampa leads. Taylor Fossler exits the game now. Now it's Claudia Rivera. Her jump serve, a good one. Emily Weaver gets it over. Oh, beautiful dig on the Tampa side. Weaver again with a set. And on the attack. Oh, Tampa saves it. And Embry Riddle comes away with the point, though.
Great saves on the play from Tampa, going back and forth, but unfortunately, not enough hits. You can't do it 4 times, so the point goes to Embry Riddle. Great effort from Tampa, as they still hold a good lead to start out the first set.
There's Emily Weaver, the Central Florida native from the Orlando area. She makes her serve on target. Tipped up front by Embry Riddle. Eagles going for the point. Cameron Gilliland. Oh, hit high up in the air by Tampa. Nice dig by Allie Freeland. And the point's going to go to Tampa again. Embry Riddle unsuccessful.
And kind of a shame there wasn't infringement on that play because Freeland had a great dig. Unfortunately, it doesn't end up meaning anything much because Tampa still gets the point. But good work so far, making good digs by Embry. Not letting a lot of the Tampa massive attacks be very useful.
There's Melissa Elias. Good save there. Oh, and just out of bounds, Embry Riddle makes the point. That was Melissa Elias with a gentle set back over the net.
The scoreline is 13-7, but both sides have actually had a lot of attacks. 20 for Tampa and 19 for Embry Riddle.
Tap over again, very gently with the one hand by Sorrel Houghton. On the attack, Gina McBride. Oh, another beautiful dig by Claudia Rivera. Houghton knocks it back over for Tampa. Eagles on the attack. McBride has that one deflected up front. Gently finessed over by Katie McKeel that time. Here's McBride again, and almost finds some empty floor. Tampa stays with it, though. Well done, keeping the play alive. Rivera, eyes on that ball, and that one is going to end up a Tampa point. Oh, the crowd loves it here on senior night.
The longest volley of the game ends in a nice Tampa point, going back and forth. Unfortunately, it comes to an Embry dig that just goes the wrong way, and no one's far enough to be able to get it back.
Those are the kinds of rallies you look forward to seeing here between the first and second place teams in the conference. And on the attack there by Jada McBride, unsuccessful. She comes up short of the net. McBride came in leading the conference with 410 kills, 461 points on the season. One of the key players, not only for the Eagles, but of course in the entire conference, as Sorrel Houghton makes that serve. Weaver the set, McBride again. And the Eagles did a good job keeping it in the air for a bit, gave themselves a chance, couldn't get the right angle on it though. So that makes it a 16-7 Tampa lead here in the first set.
We were mentioning before how sometimes teams can be a little slow to get to starting out, not able to get into perfect form. That seems to have been affecting Embry Riddle, but not for Tampa. Tampa has been lights out really good from the start, although there's a service error. They're third of the night, and it's 16-8.
Sorrel Houghton on the service error. A couple of new faces coming into the game here for Embry Riddle. Jenna Bishop, junior from Fayetteville, Georgia, among them. And libero Allie Freeland gets her turn to serve for the Eagles. Played cleanly by Tampa. Knocked over by the Spartans, and there is another Tampa point, making a 9-point lead once again for the home team.
Coming back in the game now is Taylor Fossler, as Rivera will take a well-deserved break, as Tampa is going to look to try to finish this set nice and early, but still plenty of points and plenty of time for Embry Riddle to try to come back off the Tampa serve.
Good dig by Embry Riddle, and they get the point there. Unplayable on the Tampa side. We talked about the Tampa stats leaders so far. Look at the Embry Riddle side of things now. Sam Lanning with a pair of kills for the Eagles. One each for Cameron Gilland, Jada McBride, and Jana Bishop. Steady dig there, the set up. And Callie Kors on the attack. And she gets Tampa another point. Tampa 18, Embry Riddle 9.
And Callie Kors taking a breather after winning that point. Oh, sorry, not Callie Kors. I meant Katie McKeel is taking a breather. But, of course, Callie Kors, we know she's a freshman, a long future here for Tampa with her, and has another great point, proving why she's already one of the best in the conference and why Tampa's so glad that she's not one of the seniors that will be leaving next season.
Emily Nose serve, a good one. Blocked up front by Taylor Fossler. Nicely done. And on the attack, a little softy by Callie Kors. Embry Riddle playing it. Too far from the Eagles. Point Tampa. 19-9. And timeout called on the floor here. 10-point lead for Tampa in the first set. Here at the Martinez Center. This is University of Tampa Volleyball. Welcome you back to the Martinez Center in downtown Tampa. And here in Tampa, Spencer Smith alongside Taylor Stallworthy. Glad you could rejoin us. A 19-9 University of Tampa lead over Embry Riddle Aeronautical University. Playing in the first set here, regular season finale and senior night here at the Martinez Center. Emily No, freshman from Cocoa, Florida, gets her serve over the net. Embry Riddle knocks it over, and that time on the kill, Hunter Ackerman. First time we've called her name today, freshman out of Lake Mary. She's able to knock that one over for the point. Ackerman is a freshman, getting substantial playing time this season for the Eagles. There is Ackerman on the serve. Good dig there by Allie Freeland. And launched too far by Cameron Gilliland.
It was a great play again from Freeland. She's been solid making digs tonight and keeping the play alive. But unfortunately, there's been 6 attacking errors from Embry Riddle, and that's been one of the reasons they're down so much, because they haven't been this bad as the scoreline suggests.
Callie Kors on the serve. Now as Embry Riddle plays it gently over the net. Tampa looking for another point on the board. Heck of a dig by Hunter Ackerman. Taylor Fossler, the decoy. Oh, Hunter Ackerman again. Holy smokes. Taylor Fossler, and there's Ackerman once again. Third time is a charm, and the Eagles try to play it too far out of the reach of the diving Kendall Taylor. Valiant effort by Embry Riddle, but Tampa comes away with the points.
Yeah, great effort, and that's the one thing Embry Riddle hasn't lacked tonight, always going for the balls. And we saw even earlier in the play, Hunter Ackerman with a beautiful dig to prevent it from going out behind the team. But unfortunately, Tampa wins in the long volley.
Eagles let that one go. Too far that time from Callie Kors. Turns it over to Embry Riddle. Still a 10-point lead for Tampa, 21-11. We talked about the record coming in for Tampa. As for Embry Riddle, it's a 15-4 conference record this season. 25-5 overall. Second place team right behind the Spartans in the conference standings. Dig by Rivera. Sorrel Houghton too far out of bounds. It bounced over the scores table.
Sorrel Houghton had a great night last night, and I'd personally say she was the MVP in the match that was able to seal Tampa the conference title. One of the top leaders in kills for the team and always a dangerous attacker.
Spartans piecing it together now. There's Houghton again. Block up front, but Tampa gets the point again. They're within 3 of winning this first set. Tampa doing a good job tonight, keeping that substantial lead right after that score was tied at 2-2 early on. Tampa really pulling away quickly. Had a streak of 6 points in a row at the time. Rivera serve is over. The set by Emily Weaver. Cameron Gilland on the attack, and Rivera deflects it away. Tampa keeps it alive. Oh, man. Good dig on the one knee by Kendall Taylor. Tampa trying to get something, and Embry Riddle hanging with it. Gilland again. Pushed back into the air by Rivera. Gentle tap over, a beautiful dive. Oh, man, that was Kendall Taylor on the dive. And this one does not drop in. That one stays alive. One heck of a battle here. Let's see who wins it. And it just keeps on going. Cameron Gilland again, and Embry Riddle comes away victorious this time around. And just these two teams continuously one-upping each other with their volleys back and forth and keeping plays alive.
This reminds me of that song from Annie where they're going back and forth saying, no, I'm better, because both teams going back and forth making great plays. Man, this is a great match between two of the best teams in Florida. Whew.
Here comes Emily Weaver with the serve for the Eagles. Left-handed serve, a good one. Just one touch for Tampa that time around. Gilland knocks it over hard. Good diving stop by Rivera. And a good dig yet again by Freeland. That one finds some empty floor. Point Eagles again.
It's the misdirection from the Eagles that's able to catch the back three of Tampa off guard to win the second point in a row for Embry Riddle. Starting to come into their own late in the first set.
They're back within 8 points here. And there's a service error, and that's going to hurt the Eagles, who really seem to have some momentum on their side at that time. So some subs out and in here. Back into the game for Tampa. Melissa Elias and Sarah Luma will take a rest here. Elias on the serve. Gilland again has that one blocked up front. And she tries to save it, but can't. Right up underneath the net. And Tampa again makes it a 10-point lead. 24-14, one more to go for the set. Tampa trying to open action tonight with a win here in the first set. Good dig by Gilland. Eagles get it over. Well done on the Spartans' end here. Sorrel Houghton can't shove that one down for the point. And so the play continues. High up in the air that time by Rivera. Houghton again. A little side spin on that ball. She returns it. Gilland once more for the Eagles, and she comes away with the kill. Eagles hanging tough.
Great diving effort on the play by J.J. Ramirez, of course, the future libero for the Spartans once Rivera leaves, but unfortunately not able to reach it, and Embry is back in it.
Didn't see any action last night from J.J. Ramirez. Getting some playing time here tonight, and that one deflects away from the Eagles. Point goes to Tampa, and they take the first set. Here at the Martinez Center, a 25-15 victory for the Spartans over Embry Riddle here in the first set. We'll be back shortly for the second set here in Tampa. You're listening to University of Tampa Volleyball.
Embry.
In Tampa, Spencer Smith and Taylor Stallworthy with you here tonight. Spartans coming away with a 25-15 win in the first set this evening. Tampa taking on second place Embry Riddle, and Taylor quite a bit closer of a match, at least it felt, than the scoreboard would indicate.
Yep, and looking at the stat sheet, I think it's really clear to see where Tampa was succeeding. They've had 25% on their hits tonight compared to only 2 from Embry Riddle. Even though the attacks, Embry Riddle has had a few more. Tampa's been able to be a little more clinical on them. Embry Riddle will open up the serve for the second set right here.
Emily Weaver gets that opening serve for set number 2. Tampa playing it, and there's the kill from Katie McKeel. One of a number of seniors for Tampa honored pregame tonight, and Katie McKeel showing why she's earned that nickname here in the booth for Tampa. Katie McKeel living up again to her nickname.
Yep, it's her second of the night, as there will be another service error for Tampa, and Embry will equalize. But McKeel has been so good over her time at Tampa, and as she's having fun for one of her final home matches, Tampa is hosting tournament matches, so Tampa might have a chance to play in front of the Spartan crowd one more time. But for the regular season, the final time she'll be out here.
That serve too far from Cameron Gilland. So 2-1 Tampa lead, and looking at postseason play coming up a couple of weeks from now. NCAA South Regional taking place between December 7th, December 5th. NCAA Championships on tap the following week. That'll take place right here. Dig by Freeland. Hunter Ackerman on the attack. Calm and poised on the Spartan side. Nice diving dig, but the Eagles can't come up with it, and it's another Tampa point. They're up by 2.
The Spartans taking another early lead here. Embry's goal is to try to keep it closer than it was at last set, and they are a team that definitely can.
There's the serve on target. Up front, Hunter Ackerman again. That one deflected away on the diving attempt by Sorrel Houghton. And the Eagles have momentum back in their favor once more. A legendary head coaching matchup here that we don't want to look over. Of course, head coach Chris Katanak in his 38th season at the helm for University of Tampa. And head coach Jocelyn Gallup in her 17th season coaching for Embry Riddle. A couple of long-tenured coaches in the Sunshine State Conference. Their team's battling it out tonight. Taylor Fossler puts it up for her teammates here. And knocked down by Embry Riddle right at the net. Good blocking up front.
Yep, that's a great block for Embry Riddle, and they're able to keep it now equal at 3-3. And that's what Embry Riddle needs to focus on, shutting down attacks and getting good blocks. They've done well with that tonight. They need to do a little bit more, as here's the serve.
Allie Freeland on the serve that time for the Eagles. Taylor Fossler almost gets the Tampa point. And spiked out of bounds. So another Embry Riddle point, and for the first time here in the second set, the Eagles have the lead. It's 4-3.
After what was a rough first set, this is the exact type of start Embry Riddle wanted, to keep up pace and try to get an early lead.
Right up against the net. Tampa working, and it doesn't take much from Taylor Fossler. Little dink and dunk over the net. Fossler with a nice touch. And finds empty floor for the game-tying point.
The versatility from Fossler to be able to hit it with power, but also those deceiving little short plays too. That's why she was the player of the week last week. the offensive player of the week last week in the Sunshine State Conference.
Emily Nose sends it over for the Spartans. Set by Weaver. And this time on the point, Amaya Owalabi into the game. Calling her name for the first time this evening. Chicago native. Playing in just her 11th match this season. And she's quickly subbed for. Kendall Taylor will take her turn to serve again. 18 service aces, good for 5th on the team for Taylor this year. Fossler up front with a decoy. Good dig by Cameron Gilland, but the Eagles can't play it. And Tampa pulls back even. It's 5 apiece.
Good play from Callie Kors there, as she will now ready another Tampa serve, currently leading in kills tonight with 5.
Also 3 apiece for Sorrel Houghton and Taylor Fossler. 2 each for Katie McKeel, Sierra Razor. Hunter Ackerman on the attack. Good diving dig there by Rivera. Sarah Luma sends it over. Spartans sticking with it. Sarah Luma. Oh, nicely done again by Freeland. Here's Ackerman. And juggled around by Tampa. Got a little tangled up against the net. I think that was back to Luma again, right against the net. And Embry Riddle back in front again by 1.
It's been a back and forth second set so far. 6-5 Embry Riddle lead. They have done really good right now keep pace with Tampa, and they've been finding a lot more points early on than they had in the last set.
Now the freshman Hunter Ackerman with the serve for Embry Riddle. Dig by Rivera. Emily No, then Taylor Fossler, and there might have been a reach over the net there by the Spartans. That gives it right back to the Eagles. Hunter Ackerman, coming from an athletic family. Her sister Morgan, also a collegiate athlete, played basketball at Embry Riddle. Sorrel Houghton. Now for the Eagles, Gilland. Nice dig from the knees by Rivera. Houghton again, and this time Tampa gets the point. They're back within 1. It's 7-6 Eagles.
And Sorrel Houghton, the last 2 nights, she's been very solid. Of course, Tampa's coming off a game from last night, and Houghton was so strong there, and really strong to start out here with her 4th kill of the night.
So we see Claudia Rivera, 4-time SSC Defensive Player of the Week. She makes the serve. Gilland, and Rivera again. Good dig by Kendall Taylor that time. Gilland, oh man, what a diving play. Gilland once more, and she finds an empty spot. Another Embry Riddle point. Eagles back in front by 2. Eagles trying to turn the table here in Tampa. After dropping that first set by 10. Have an 8-6 advantage here in set number 2. Tamsin Wilson checking into the game for Embry Riddle. Sophomore from Windermere, Florida. Rivera plays it upwards. Sarah Luma knocks it over and can't quite find that line. Just a few inches too far outside. And a 3-point lead for Embry Riddle, their largest of the afternoon.
Embry Riddle is able to recover very well. I mean, losing by 10 points in the first set has got to be demoralizing, but Embry Riddle is able to recover right back and take a 3-point lead. It's down to 2 after a great play from the Spartans.
Good stuff from Sierra Razors. Tampa gets back on the scoreboard, back within 2. It's 9-7. Embry Riddle still in front.
You don't always see Sierra Razor doing a lot for Tampa, but on senior night, she's been solid so far with 3 kills so far after getting Tampa back within 2.
6 seniors honored before the game tonight for the Spartans. Embry Riddle patiently working it out, and that's just out of the diving reach of Rivera. Well, the second place Eagles really putting up a battle here. Yet again, that lead back up to 3. As Kendall Taylor checks back into the game, Amaya Owalabi is in. Kendall Taylor is out. Spartans piece it together. Good block up front. Eagles working on it. Gilland is able to slam it right into the face of Rivera. Valiant diving effort, coming up just short.
Emily Weaver with a great assist on that play. 14th of the night, leading both teams.
Goes back to Emily Weaver. Left-handed serve. Good one. Spartans trying to punch it over, but that one rolls right off the wrist of Callie Kors. Too short and right into the net. And a timeout down on the floor. It's a 12-7 lead for Embry Riddle here in Tampa. You're watching University of Tampa Volleyball. Second set here at the Martinez Center. Tampa winning the opener. And here in set number 2, a 12-7 lead for Embry Riddle over the Spartans. Spencer Smith and Taylor Stallworthy with you tonight. And that serve from Emily Weaver is just barely finding its way over the net, so the Eagles get another point. It's up to a 6-point lead now for the Eagles.
Embry Riddle now on a 4-0 scoring run, their longest of the night, alongside their largest lead, as well as Tampa's largest deficit.
Spartans trying to get back in it, but that one slammed down by the Eagles, and Sam Lanning up front with the block. She's amped up one heck of a play.
And Embry Riddle has taken control of the second set. They're proving why they are still the second best team in the Sunshine State Conference. And yeah, they're not fighting for the conference title tonight, but you know they're going to want to try to get an upset over the champions.
Sorrel Houghton is able to deflect that one off an Embry Riddle defender, and so Tampa is back on the scoreboard. Still a long way to go here in the set. They trail by 6. Embry Riddle, meanwhile, looking to get back into that win column. Last night a 3-2 loss at Florida Southern for the Eagles. That ended a 9-game win streak for Embry Riddle. There's a set by Weaver. Spartans. Now the Eagles, a little sneaky push over there by Weaver. Tampa stays with it. On the attack, gentle push over by Tampa and just inside the line. What a job, well done.
And Tampa finding some life here in the middle of the second set. Not wanting to go too far down. They want to keep it close and want to keep fighting. As here's the serve.
Sorrel Houghton, some gentle side spin on that ball. The serve is a good one, a service ace for Sorrel Houghton.
It is the second service ace of the night for Tampa. The first one was made by Sierra Razor. And now, Sorrel again with another serve. Tampa down 4.
Spartans within 4, trying to gradually work their way back into this game, and a nice diving dig there by Gilliland. And the Eagles have that one go out of their reach, and Tampa roaring right back into this game.
There was an error off the great dive from Gilliland that unfortunately goes out of bounds, and Tampa gets another point. Now they're on a 3-0 scoring run after being down by 6 just a minute ago.
Sorrel Houghton on the serve again for the Spartans. Emily Weaver runs up on that one. Now Owalabi punches it over the net. Katie McKeel right down inside the lines, and it's another Tampa point. That's a 5-0 scoring run for the Spartans. They're within 2, and a timeout taken by Embry Riddle. 14-12, Embry Riddle still in front here in the second set. You're watching University of Tampa Volleyball. Back in the Martinez Center, Tampa whittling away at that deficit against Embry Riddle here in the second set. 14-12, Embry Riddle on top as the Eagles play this one. Cameron Gilliland gets it over the net. Tampa calmly playing it. Katie McKeel with another point, and the Spartans are within one.
And Katie McKeel once again. There's a reason we call her Katie McKeel, because she can do that. Beautiful play. Tampa now only down by one, 14-13.
Now that really diminishes that deficit for the Spartans as the Eagles work on it, and Gilliland is able to put the Eagles right back on the board. Embry Riddle saying not so fast.
Yep, it was a massive scoring run that just got snapped by Tampa as Embry wants to get back in control of the second set.
And the very same Cameron Gilliland will make the serve here for Embry Riddle. Leading both sides with 7 kills on the evening, and some sneaky play there up front from Sam Lanning, knocking it down over the nets for another Eagles point. Back to a 3-point lead for the visitors.
Great play from Lanning and good reactions by McKeel, but unfortunately that was just too powerful to be able to save.
Gilliland again on the serve. Hitting McKeel. That one too far, and another Eagles point. That deficit growing again for the Spartans.
Embry Riddle now, 3-point run, starting to get back into it as we approach the latter stages of the second set.
Gilliland with that blue number 5 on her white jersey. That's Embry Riddle in the white, Tampa in the black tonight. Hunter Ackerman, gentle tap, nice save on the Tampa side. Rivera pushed it over the net, and the Eagles can't keep it going. Tampa is back on the scoreboard. That was a tough little sneaky play from the Eagles, but Tampa unfazed.
Yep, Tampa was able to recover, and just I think a little communication error from the Eagles that leads to a nice point for Tampa. Here's the serve now again for the Spartans.
17-14, Eagles still in front. Hunter Ackerman, oh, nicely done by Melissa Elias, recovering it for the Spartans. Eagles keeping pace though. Right up front, oh, the ball spins right off the top of the net. And looked like there was a reach over by Embry Riddle. That one goes to the Spartans.
Earlier on that play, Melissa Elias made a great dig, proving why she's a dual threat, well, actually, triple threat, being able to make kills, make assists, and, of course, save the ball with digs.
Sierra Razor's serve is too powerful, too far. And so that service error gives Embry Riddle back to a 3-point advantage. Taylor Fossler checks back into the game for Tampa. Now the junior libero, Allie Freeland, makes the serve for Embry Riddle. Good dig. Little tap over by McKeel. Eagles playing it up front, and now, oh my goodness, Rivera with a heck of a save. Set by Weaver. Gentle tap over again. Tampa again, calm and poised. That one deflected by the Eagles, and that comes up as another Tampa point.
And Tampa, great on the play. We saw a great dig there from Rivera, and then right here, setting it up, powered home, deflected over by Embry Riddle, and not able to be recovered. Tampa now only down by 2, 18-16. It's been a lot closer the second half of this second set.
Emily No gets yet another serving opportunity here. Gentle lob serve. Weaver, the set. Deflects high up off of Tampa. Good job to stick with it. See what the Spartans can do this time around. Ackerman knocks it high into the air for the Eagles. Ackerman again. Nice block up front. Still going. Taylor Fossler can't come away with the kill. This time, Sarah Luma. Eagles still keeping it going, and Tampa still keeps it going. Heck of a rally. Let's see who wins it. Eagles playing it, and the Eagles do come away with the point, and guess who? Cameron Gilliland once again for Embry Riddle.
Great play from Gilliland, her 8th kill of the night, but earlier in that play as well, there was a great play from Sarah Loma reaching behind her back to be able to get a nice dig and keep the play alive. But it wasn't enough for Tampa, as they do ultimately lose the point on the 8th kill from Gilliland.
Mentioned her 8 kills. That leads Embry Riddle by leaps and bounds. Nobody else has more than 3 for the Eagles tonight. Emily No with the set. Little dink over. Easily played by the Eagles. Here's Ackerman on the attack. Blocked by Tampa. There's another Spartans point. Back within 2. Spartans forming a wall right there up along the net.
Yep, another strong block from the Spartans. I believe that's going to be their 5th overall in the night. It is their 5th overall on the night. Beautiful work defensively from the Spartans, being able to use physical presence to deny Embry Riddle a lot of attacking opportunities.
Very brief stoppage of play by the officials. We're ready to go again. Here's Callie Kors. They'll serve for Tampa. A right-handed jump serve. Just over the net, but it is out, and that's an Embry Riddle point. They're up 20-17. And the Eagles very quickly, Taylor, inching closer to a victory here in set number 2.
Yep, the service errors have been what's hurt Tampa all year long. They've had 7 tonight so far, and I think they've had at least 3 in this set. Enough that would have kept them tied, so definitely not great for Tampa so far, but they're able to try to go right back as Embry Riddle now able to recover off the dig.
And the Eagles almost came away with a point there, and I think Emily might have been better served letting that one go out of bounds, but instincts take over sometimes, and they keep it going nonetheless. Here's Gilliland again, and another point for Gilliland on the kill. 21-17, Eagles lead.
Perfectly placed shot as Tampa will take their final time out of the set, trying to turn things around. We'll be right back with Tampa Volleyball on the Sunshine State Conference Network, the season finale. Embry Riddle leads 21. Damn, I didn't.
House is rocking here at the Martinez Center in downtown Tampa. Spencer Smith and Taylor Stallworthy back with you as set number 3 comes your way. University of Tampa and Embry Riddle splitting the first 2 sets tonight. Tampa winning the opener 25-15. Embry Riddle winning the second one 25-20. Opening serve is out for set number 3 here. And that one slammed right back down by Tampa, who get the points. Some good blocking up front by Embry Riddle, but it's deflected away. And the Spartans get the opening tally here at set 3.
Yep, Tampa wanting to get back off running and trying to take an early lead here after losing a very close second set. They want to get back to work. Claudia Rivera with a great dig.
Another nice diving dig by Rivera. Hunter Ackerman, good job to keep it alive for the Eagles. There's Ackerman on the attack. And the Tampa Spartans keep it going. Sorrel Houghton softly taps it over. Embry Riddle returns it. Good blocking up front again by Tampa. Here's Cameron Gilliland. She's been tough today. Tampa defense keeps it alive, though, and just coming up short, Callie Kors is not able to get it over the net.
Great plays by Tampa and Embry Riddle, and it was another really nice volley, but unfortunately, Tampa, little miscommunication. Embry's able to now get back in it, 1-1.
Gilliland serve, a good one. Good dig by Rivera. Oh, and Gilliland knocked down by that return hit. Good tap over. Oh, it's kept alive by Tampa. Holy cow, and they get the point. Spartans back in front, 2-1.
Yeah, great play from Tampa to keep it alive. But earlier on that play as well, Cameron Gilliland with a great play. And there, Tampa keeping it barely off the floor and recovering to place it nicely. I wonder if Embry thought that it did touch the floor.
Yeah, there have been just so many sneaky light touches for points. And speaking of points, Tampa gets another one here on the service ace.
That's the 3rd service ace for Tampa tonight. And that's pretty good so far. They currently lead on that category by 1, 3-2. As they lead 3-1 in the 3rd set.
Houghton with another serve. Weaver the set. And there's the kill by Amaya Owolabi. Sophomore from Chicago making the most of her playing time tonight. Owolabi with her 2nd kill of the evening.
Maya's been solid so far since coming into the 2nd set. 2 blocks and 2 kills. Meanwhile, service error there for Embry Riddle. And it's going to be 4-2 Spartans.
Spartans with a 2-point lead, and the Spartans were very briefly climbing back from a deficit in the 2nd set as we have a delay on the floor, and head coach Jocelyn Gallup for Embry Riddle seems to be a little bit miffed at a call by the officials there. Emily Weaver over toward the head official trying to understand things. Looks like Weaver's trying to relay the message to her coach.
Trying to see what had happened on that play. I
believe Cameron Gilliland stepped over the line there as she made the serve.
Yep, and that's the one thing you can't.
Contact.
Right. The one thing you can't do, you can't step over before you make contact. And ultimately, Tampa will be awarded the point on that. They confirmed that ruling. But, yeah.
Gallo continuing the conversation, and a couple of Embry Riddle players here are still a little bit frustrated at the call. But a couple of taps of encouragement from Gilliland's teammates. Tampa 4, Embry Riddle 2 here in the 3rd set. And here is Callie Kors making the serve. Good dive there by Freeland. Nice job by Gilliland launching it over, but it's out of bounds. Another Tampa point and a 3-point advantage for the Spartans.
And good job to keep it alive there by Gilliland, because that was a very wayward setup. But unfortunately, keeping it alive doesn't mean keeping it in bounds sometimes, as it just sails a little bit too far. Tampa takes a 3-point lead. Embry Riddle trying to fire right back.
Nice deflection there as Tampa keeps it alive, and that one is just inside the corner. All right where the lines meet, and Tampa comes away with the points again.
What a play by Tampa, and you can see it hits off her thigh and not her hands off the dig, and then set up brilliantly for a nicely hit attack and kill.
Mackenzie Dufresne on the serve. Dig by Freeland. Owolabi on the attack. Well done by Tampa. Hanging in there. Gentle tap. Oh, and a diving job there by Freeland. But her return is out of bounds on the Tampa side. Now a 5-point Spartans lead.
Freeland leads Embry Riddle on 13 digs tonight. Great stuff from her and great effort, but unfortunately, that just goes a little bit wayward. Tampa leads 5-5.
Dufresne with the serve again. Hunter Ackerman on the attack, and that one finds the inbounds marker just inside that back line. Embry Riddle back on the scoreboard at 7-3.
Embry Riddle finally interrupting the 4-0 scoring run Tampa was just on, as they are now back within 4. Still early days in the third set, but Tampa holding a slight advantage.
Here's Kendall Taylor for the Eagles. That right-handed jump serve, the line drive serve. Tampa plays it. Small tap over, and it's a point for Tampa again. Callie Kors comes away with it that time. Sarah Luma checks back in for the Spartans. Katie McKeel out. Emily No also back in for Tampa. And she'll make the serve. 5-point lead for the Spartans. Eagles trying to battle back here in the third set. And a reach over the net there by the Spartans. Point goes to Embry Riddle.
Yep, a good play there by Embry Riddle, and Tampa, unfortunately, just a little error right there. They still lead by 4, though. And Embry Riddle will be back on the serve.
This is Hunter Ackerman on the serve. Attack by Taylor Fossler. Good save by Ackerman. Well done. Up front, Tampa, and Fossler sends it just a little too far outside the lines where they meet.
A little bit too much error on the play by Fossler. Gets a really nice hit there, but unfortunately, just sails a little bit too far. And good effort there by Embry Riddle to keep it alive, and now they're only down by 3.
Set by No. Blocking up front, but Tampa gets the point here as it deflects out of bounds.
That's one of the hardest things about blocking. You can get a really good stop on a really strong kill attempt, but unfortunately, it can sometimes just veer out of bounds, like it did right there. Tampa leads by 4.
Very little reaction time sometimes right up against that net. Don't always get the favorable angle. This one goes in the Spartans' favor. Weaver, the set. Gilliland on the attack, deflected away by Sorrel Houghton. And Embry Riddle climbs within 3.
Very well placed there by Embry Riddle as they make some substitutions. Sorrel Houghton wasn't able to get both her hands on it, so it deflects very harmlessly to the side.
Tamsin Wilson and Sam Lanning hustle back onto the court for the Eagles. And it's Wilson making the serve here for Embry Riddle. J.J. Ramirez making the dig. Here's Houghton. Deflected up front. Embry Riddle keeps it intact. Gilliland punches it over. Ramirez again. Fossler. Oh, can't quite get the kill. Looked good on the attack, but Embry Riddle plays it, and they come away with another point. They're within 2 now, a 9-7 Tampa lead here in the third set.
And that's a great play there from Embry Riddle to stop the brilliant kill attempt. I believe it was Tamsin Wilson on that play, getting one of her first digs of the night. Good stuff right there, and Embry Riddle was able to capitalize. Still down by 2, Tampa now.
Dig that time by Ramirez. Houghton, gentle one-handed tap over. Fossler pushes it over the net. Gilliland on the attack. Knocked down by Tampa. Spartans point. They lead it 10-7.
Fossler and Luoma working together to send it home and get Tampa back up by 3.
Fossler out. Dufresne in for the Spartans now.
I think this is one of the first times we've seen Dufresne, and Dufresne was magnificent last night. So glad to see her getting some action in the third set.
Claudia Rivera makes the serve. Little floater with no spin on it. Gilliland on the attack and gets an Eagles point. Embry Riddle hanging tough and tight here in set number 3. They're back within 2. These two teams neck and neck.
In the first set, Tampa got off to a massive lead. In the second set, Embry Riddle was in control, but this time it's neck and neck, back and forth. Still very close as we reach halfway through, 10-8.
This game really living up to its billing so far tonight. Ramirez with the dig. A little bluff up front, and now on the attack, that is Sarah Luma for the Spartans.
And 2 new subs in for the Spartans. McKeel coming back in alongside Rivera, who will be taking the serve. And Rivera already 16 assists tonight, leading by 9 over the second best assister for Tampa.
Sarah Luma comes out. Up into the air. Oh, a brilliant effort there by Tampa. They come away with another point. Well done. It's now a 5-point Tampa advantage.
And Dufresne finally getting some action tonight with her first kill off a great play.
Misspoke. It's actually a 4-point Tampa lead. 12-8 here in the third set.
Oops.
And now on the attack, Cameron Gilliland. That ball deflects away from J.J. Ramirez. Embry Riddle still within 3. It's 12-9.
It's still so close in this third set. Very entertaining. And if you are watching, you're definitely getting your money's worth, even though you can always watch games live on Tampa Spartans TV for free or anywhere else on the SSC Digital Network. 13-9, Tampa is able to capitalize off the service error.
So Cameron Gilliland with a service error there for the Eagles. And kind of a tale of two situations here. Tampa with 3 players, 7 or more kills on the night. Meanwhile, Cameron Gilliland really shouldering the bulk of the load for Embry Riddle. 14 kills for her on the night. And speaking of Gilliland, she watches this one go too far on the serve. Service error puts Embry Riddle into a double-digit point total, 13-10. Tampa in front.
And taking a look at that stats, there's been 2 times the amount of service errors for Tampa than there has been for Embry Riddle, 8-4. And those 8 points are actually very important in a match like this, but what a point for the Spartans as they strike right back.
Callie Kors gets the kill. She continues to lead the way in that category for Tampa. Number 9 for her on the evening. That'll be Mackenzie Dufresne on the serve. Her right-handed serve. Into the net, not high enough.
2 service errors in a row for Tampa. Not good, and that's what Tampa will want to try to focus on the next time they take a timeout or at the start of the next set. I'm sure their coach is going to say, listen, we need to get those serves down. They've been hurting us most of the year, and tonight we can't afford to have double-digit service errors.
A couple of new faces into the mix here for Embry Riddle. Onto the court, Devin Petrowski and Melanie Canfield. Petrowski makes the serve here, and it's just outside the corner where the lines meet, and Tampa gets the point on the service error. Now a 5-point advantage for the home team. Make that a 4-point advantage, 15-11. Emily No gets the serve for the Spartans. Trying to push their way to victory here in the third set. Each team winning 1 set so far tonight. Good dig by Rivera. Taylor Fossler up front. Good recovery by the Eagles. Hunter Ackerman on the attack. Out of bounds on the near side.
And that was a good setup play, and Ackerman had a nice shot, but unfortunately not able to direct it cleanly enough. It goes out. Tampa back up by 5.
No again. Soft lob serve just over the net. Ackerman on the attack. Just out of bounds on the far side by mere inches. Wise decision by the Tampa defenders to let that one go. Timeout taken by Embry Riddle. It's 17-11 Tampa here in the third set. You're watching University of Tampa Volleyball. University of Tampa 17, Embry Riddle Aeronautical University 11 here in the third set tonight. Emily No makes the serve for Tampa. A little miscommunication, a cross up on the Embry Riddle side, but a beautiful dig, and the Spartans try to keep pace, but can't loft it over the net, and so it goes to Embry Riddle. Almost a very good recovery there by the Spartans in unlikely fashion.
Great effort there from the Spartans. As we see on that replay, Emily No gets absolutely hammered on that play by the ball. And luckily she's able to recover just fine.
Now, Eagles playing it. Up in the front. Now one blocked by Tampa. Deflects away out of bounds. And so the point goes to the Eagles. Melanie Canfield up front there for Embry Riddle.
timeout helping the Eagles here. They're on a 2-0 run for the first time.
Ackerman's serve. Good one. Fossler with a decoy. And that ball deflected away. Embry Riddle comes away with another point. Now Sarah Luma on the attack. Couldn't quite put it where she wanted it.
Embry Riddle doing exactly what they needed to do to get back in the set.
Fossler, the decoy again. That one slammed right down by Callie Kors. 18-14 Tampa.
And these teams are so good at attacking and killing. It's so hard to sometimes stop those high-powered shots. We saw Emily No try and fail after Tampa had 2 other attempts to try to send it back over. And right there, the powerful slam directs us right off the block into the floor. The service error keeps Embry Riddle within 3, 18-15.
A little too far from Callie Kors, who, by the way, leads the team with 10 kills on the day. So a 3-point lead for Tampa. Embry Riddle gets the ball right back. Tamsin Wilson makes her jump serve. Narrowly over the net. Fossler bumps it up. The set. And the kill right there by Sam Lanning. Number 4 for her on the day. Embry Riddle back within 2. And a timeout called here by the Spartans. 18-16, Tampa leads Embry Riddle in set number 3. This is University of Tampa Volleyball.
Yep.
Tampa 18, Embry Riddle 16. Set 3, back at it. Spencer Smith, Taylor Stallworthy with you here this late afternoon in downtown Tampa. Dig by Claudia Rivera as the Spartans look for a point, try and extend that lead. And the Eagles have an infraction go against them. So a little gimme point for Tampa. They're up by 3.
And Tampa have been struggling as of late, having a 6-point deficit be cut down by Embry, but they're starting to build it back up, leading by 3 right here after the timeout. Claudia Rivera now on the serve.
Spartans creeping close to a set 3 victory. Sam Lanning on the attack. Good diving dig by Rivera. Here's Sorrel Houghton. That ball blocked up front by Embry Riddle, but they don't get the favorable ricochet, and so it's point number 20 for Tampa.
And on the night, 22 digs from Claudia Rivera, leading the team by miles, in fact. Melissa Elias is second with 9. Just shows how strong of a defensive presence that Rivera is.
Gilliland. Oh, man, Tampa, nice job staying alive on a tough ball, and the Eagles lose that battle as Tampa comes away with another point. They're back up by 5.
And a good effort there again by Freeland, who leads Embry Riddle in digs now with her 14th on the night. And a timeout called. We will be right back with the conclusion of the 3rd set of this Sunshine State Conference Showdown, senior night for the University of Tampa, live on the Sunshine State Conference Network. This is Tampa Volleyball.
Baseball for me just kind of was the glue that kept my family together. I feel like I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. there's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
(21-16) Tampa here in the third set. Spartans trying to punch their way back in front against Embry Riddle as Claudia Rivera makes her floating serve. Embry Riddle punching it over. Cameron Gilland. Oh, a nice diving job by Emily No. And now Sorrel Houghton lofts it over. Embry Riddle keeps the play alive, and that one eats up Claudia Rivera on the dig attempt. Point goes to Embry Riddle. It is a 21-17 set.
Great reflexes from Claudia Rivera, and in soccer, that would have been a beautiful save, but unfortunately, not able to direct it upwards enough to keep it alive here. Rivera, a great night nonetheless. 21-17 as well. 4-point lead for the Spartans as it's back underway.
Emily Weaver's left-handed serve. Good one. J.J. Ramirez on the dig, and on the attack, that was Sarah Luma. Eagles trying to play it over. Good job. Rivera. And right up front, the point goes to Tampa. That is Callie Kors on the point. That's Mackenzie Dufresne on the point, actually, for the Spartans. Either way, it's now 22-17.
Dufresne with her third kill of the night. She hasn't seen a lot of action tonight, but when she's come on, she's made an impact, as she has right there. Good to see Dufresne back in the action.
Alyssa Elias with the serve. And now slamming it down, but a little bit too far. Sam Lanning. A little too much oomph behind it. And Tampa creeps within 2 points of the set 3 victory. And actually,
the point is awarded actually to Embry Riddle. Tampa not happy about that. And what do you think from up here? Do you see it in or out?
Yeah, it was close. It looked out to the naked eye, but the officials right down the floor have much better vantage point. So Embry Riddle sticks within 4. Spartans try and climb back in. That one blocked right up front. A heck of a job right there up against the net. That was Sam Lanning on the block.
Yeah, but good play there from Embry Riddle. If there was any doubt about the last point, certainly not on this one. They're back within 3, and now the serve.
And on the dig attempt by Claudia Rivera, nothing doing. So a service ace. And timeout taken by Tampa. 22-20 Spartans here in set 3. You're watching University of Tampa Volleyball.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Tampa leading by 2 points here in the third set as the Embry Riddle serve comes over. Sorrel Houghton on the attack, can't get it within the lines, and that's another Embry Riddle point. Eagles hanging tough and making this third set interesting.
The Eagles now have a 4-0 run that's been instrumental in closing the gap. A point win here would equalize the set, coming down to the death.
J.J. Ramirez with the dig that time for Tampa. Here's Houghton again, deflected away by the Eagles, and it's a Tampa point. Back in front by 2 as they're within 2 points now of claiming that set 3 victory.
23-21. This has been as close as you'd like. Tampa trying to get their set point right here. They still have 2 to go.
There's Sorrel Houghton on the serve. Set by Weaver. And up front, Amaya Owolabi earns the point for her team. Embry Riddle very closely keeping pace here. Eagles back within 1.
The last 6 points for each team, it's been 5-1. Embry Riddle, they have taken control late here in the third set. They want to make this upset happen, and they know winning this set will give them good odds of doing it. Tampa, though, right back.
And Tampa nearly had the point there. A good save just off the floor, though, on the Embry Riddle side. Here we go. Little tap over, and the Spartans get the points. Katie McKeel on the gentle tap over the net. And set point coming up here for the Spartans.
Fossler back in to try to steal this third set. And set point right here. One of the most tense serves of the night for Tampa.
Mackenzie Dufresne with a good serve. Weaver was getting ready to set it up. A little unconventional punch back over by Tampa. Owalabi gets the kill for Embry Riddle. Back again within one. Everybody on the edge of their seats here in the arena tonight. Tampa 24, Embry Riddle 23. Here in the third set, we'll see which team is able to take the upper hand after this set is over. Serve goes up. Tampa working on the return. Fossler with the decoy. That one knocked down, and the Eagles can't keep it alive. Tampa gets the point. They win set number 3 here at the Martinez Center. Now Tampa wins their third set, and home team back in the advantage here.
Yep, what a play at the very end by Tampa. Embry Riddle not able to save it, and a great third set. If the fourth set is anything like this one, you definitely won't want to miss it. We will be back right after this.
Back here at the Martinez Center in downtown Tampa, Spencer Smith and Taylor Stallworthy back with you this evening. And Taylor, has just been tooth and nail between the first and second place teams in the Sunshine State Conference tonight, really living up to the billing so far.
Yep, one of the matches I'd say of the season for both teams, back and forth. Both teams giving it their all, and a match where, honestly, there's not that much on the line. Tampa's, of course, won the conference, and Embry-Riddle, I believe, had pretty much secured second place in the conference too. But for here, it's for bragging rights and for a little extra momentum as they both prepare a playoff push.
Couple of stars of the game so far. Callie Kors leading with 11 kills for the Spartans. Leading in digs, as always, Claudia Rivera with 23. Leading the conference this season in that category. 535 digs for her on the season. Cameron Gilliland, meanwhile, 14 kills for Embry-Riddle. And the digs department for the Eagles. 13 for Allie Freeland leading her team. And Hunter Ackerman with 11. Here's the serve by Embry-Riddle. As here we go in set number 4. Sorrel Houghton taps it over for Tampa. Emily Weaver, the set. Owolabi is able to earn a point for the Eagles to kick off set number 4.
Tampa not able to fully keep it alive as Embry-Riddle will take the advantage to start the 4th set. And taking just an interesting look at the numbers real quick, Emily Weaver has 25 assists tonight. An absolutely insane number of assists. So great job from her. And there's another point there for Embry off the air, trying to get the setup after the serve.
Service ace for Emily Weaver. And is her second service ace of the night. Senior from Apopka, just outside of Orlando. He's been a steady presence tonight for Embry-Riddle. So 2-0 Eagles here in the 4th set. Tampa has won 2 of the first 3 sets tonight. Weaver's serve, a good one. On the attack, Sorrel Houghton, deflected away by the Eagles. They keep it going, though. And now up front, Embry-Riddle, good job. A strong return. High leap up by Katie McKeel. Good dive there in the backcourt by Jada McBride. Long rally here. Let's see who comes away with the win, and coming up just short, Katie McKeel. She tried to finesse it over the net, but came up short, and it's a 3-0 Embry-Riddle advantage.
Yep, Embry-Riddle with the great start. Again, we saw after they lost that first set, they came right back and dominated the second set. Tampa wanting to avoid the same thing happening here in set number 4.
A little bit of an errant dig there, and that's 3 touches. Way out of bounds anyway for Tampa. Couldn't really get the ball within their control that time around. Emily Weaver back to the service line again. 4 straight points for Embry-Riddle here in set number 4. Dig by Rivera. Here we go up front, and that's just inside the lines from Tampa. Spartans are on the board for the first time in this set.
Tampa finally trying to wake up. They don't want to have to take it to set number 5. They would much rather win it here, but they know Embry-Riddle is going to give their all in the final regular season game here.
Sorrel Houghton has 2 service aces tonight. Made that serve for Tampa. Here's Owolabi on the attack, and she earns her team the point. Back to a 4-point lead for Embry-Riddle.
And taking a look at the stats again, Embry-Riddle has gotten a lot better as the game has progressed. Their hit percentage went up from a very low number in the first set all the way up to now 17% on the night. So great work from Embry-Riddle to recover, but Tampa still trying to fight right back.
Spartans punch that one back up in the air, give themselves a chance. And just inside the line again from Katie McKeel as Tampa bounces back.
Fossler coming right back in as Tampa wants to continue to push for the advantage. It's been back and forth the last few points, but Embry-Riddle had looked a lot stronger to start the 4th set.
Claudia Rivera comes off the floor for Tampa. That serve just narrowly clearing the net. Here's Jada McBride on the attack. This one within bounds as Embry-Riddle plays it. Owolabi again, and holy smokes, Amaya Owolabi has been dynamic this evening for the Eagles.
Yep, we haven't seen a lot from her, but when she's been on, she's been able to make crucial plays. There's a reason she's one of the team leaders in kills with 7 on the night.
Mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Owolabi, relatively limited playing time this season, but certainly making the most of it tonight. Now Katie McKeel, Callie Kors. Now Tampa with the ball up near the net. Gentle punch over, and the Eagles juggle it. They can't come away with it. Katie McKeel with the last touch again for Tampa. And McKeel will be subbed out in favor of Emily No. Also into the game, Sarah Luma. She takes over for Sorrel Houghton. We'll take a breather. Embry-Riddle 6, Tampa 3 here in the 4th set.
Both teams we mentioned played games last night, so they're definitely going to want to rotate to prevent their starters from getting just a little too tired, as we have a full four-set workload so far. Meanwhile, Tampa strikes right back, and they're back within 2, 6-4.
And a brilliant job by the Spartans up front as Owolabi meets resistance that time right at the net. Positioned herself well for the kill there, but met a big wall of defenders there from Tampa. No with the serve again. Emily Weaver sets it. Here's McBride, and she knocks it down for the Eagles' point. Jada McBride, one of the steady presences on this roster for Embry Riddle. Freshman, but the sure hands up front there tonight for the Eagles. Came in tonight leading the conference with 410 kills. Sorrel Houghton, first touch there for Tampa. Now a good dig on the Embry Riddle side by Cameron Gilliland. Here she is on the attack, and a good job by Sorrel Houghton keeping it in the air. The attack there for Tampa as they try to keep it going. Punched over now by Sarah Luma. Eagles setting it up, and that one knocked down by Jenna Bishop that time.
Great play by Bishop to get the point. It was a good effort from Emily No, but unfortunately not able to fully save it. So it's a 4-point lead once again for Embry Riddle.
Devin Petrowski on the serve for the Eagles. This one's set, and Callie Kors knocks it over the net for Tampa. Gilland for Embry Riddle knocks that one out of bounds just past the back line. And good eye by the Tampa defenders that time around, as the Spartans are back within 3.
It takes a lot of composure to have to let those balls go, because if they're in, you're kind of feeling a little bit bad about yourself letting one go. But on those plays, it's well worth it because Tampa's back in it, down by 3.
Kors gets the serve. Freeland with a dig that time, and an infraction against Embry Riddle. Point Tampa. So the Spartans are going to try and ride a little momentum here.
That's exactly what Tampa needs to do. They got off to a very slow start, not scoring until the 4th point after they were down 4-0. So Tampa finally back within 2, trying to get back in control.
Callie Kors, the St. Petersburg native, gets it just over the net on the line drive serve. McBride is able to help get her team the points. So there's Jada McBride again, been calling her name plenty during this game. And she was about to go back to make the serve, but instead Hunter Ackerman will sub in for her. McBride will get a well-deserved rest. Hunter Ackerman with a service ace to her credit tonight. Also mentioned her 11 digs on the evening. Speaking of dig, there's another one by Claudia Rivera. Sorrel Houghton on the attack, and she is blocked up front. Nicely done by the Eagles up against the net.
The Eagles have had a strong physical presence as they go back up by 4. Another great play right there, and the block goes down hard enough that Claudia Rivera can't make the dig.
Embry Riddle 10, Tampa 6 here in the 4th set. Ackerman serve. The dig by Rivera. Tampa sets it up and blocked. Oh my goodness, good recovery by the Spartans. And Tampa gets the point in the end. Sarah Luma gets a second chance there on that same play. And brings the Spartans back within 3.
The first block went right back. Tampa recovered and sent it back. This time the second block deflects the wrong direction for Embry, and they are back, only leading by 3, 10-7.
Claudia Rivera, the Puerto Rico native, sends the soft serve over the net. Set by Petrowski here, and nicely done by Rivera. That ball coming in hot. Eagles playing it calmly and slowly here. Gilland knocks it over. No with the set. And Sorrel Houghton is not quite able to get Tampa the point. This one goes to Embry Riddle. Keeping some good distance away from Tampa here. They're up by 4 again.
The very nice touch there from Houghton, just not able to go in. Embry Riddle finally able to get in control again, up by 4. Still very early in the 4th set, but good starts from both teams. Embry Riddle looking a little bit better out of the gates.
So 11-7 Eagles. A momentary stoppage on the court here. And Tampa plays it. Sorrel Houghton on the attack. Oh, and a great dig by Bishop. Attack there up front by Gilliland. She's up against the net, and a reach over the net by, it appeared, Gilliland, and so Tampa earns the point this time around.
Coming back in the game now for Embry Riddle is Allie Freeland. And she is, of course, one of the team's strongest defenders with 15 digs on the night. So obviously going to see if Embry is going to want to try to hold on to that lead.
Freeland's 15 digs leading the Eagles tonight. Gilliland tries to knock it over. Tampa resilient. There's the dig by Rivera. Little gentle tap over. Eagles set it up. Gentle tap over again, and a nice diving dig by Rivera again. Knocked away almost by Embry Riddle. Here's Gilliland. Oh, man, and nice little fun rally there. Tampa comes away with another point.
And
strong
again,
efforts on both sides.
Yes, great efforts back and forth. These volleys have been magnificent. It's a great block from Tampa that gives them the point. And, of course, early on the play, what a dig from Rivera. 27 on the night. Absolutely magnificent stuff.
Ball right up against the net. Tips off the top of the net, and Tampa gets what basically amounts to a little coin toss there. You kind of get that anxious moment as the ball spins on top of the net. And the Spartans get the point. They're back within one. Served by Melissa Elias. Dig by Ackerman. Embry Riddle knocks it over. Gilliland has that one tip off of a Tampa defender, and so that goes to Embry Riddle.
What's always been important for Embry Riddle tonight has been keeping pace with the Spartans, and they've done that very well. Apart from that first set, they managed to keep it very close in the third set and were able to really assert their control in the second set. And right here, they still lead by 2 as we're approaching around halfway through.
A win in the set here clinches the victory for Tampa. Meanwhile, Embry Riddle trying to send it to a 5th set. That one knocked over, and a great diving dig there by Ackerman. Gilliland blocked up front, and Tampa gets a point. They maintain pace again with Embry Riddle back within 1. Some valiant efforts on the Spartan side once again.
It's a 1-point lead for Embry Riddle as Tampa has fought tooth and nail to get right back into the 4th set. But Embry Riddle still in control here, and a good misdirection to be able to catch Tampa off guard and go back up by 2.
A sneaky little push over the net there by Emily Weaver. Makes it a 13-11 Embry Riddle lead. Now Jada McBride re-enters the game for the Eagles. Hunter Ackerman exits. Cameron Gilliland with the serve. And here we go. Tampa punches it over. Good dig for Embry Riddle. Almost a combined effort. Dig again by Gilliland. What a job, but point's going to go to Tampa on an infraction here by the Eagles.
What a great play there by the Eagles to try to save it, but unfortunately it's an infraction on the play, and Tampa gets the point. Beautiful stuff from both teams, still fighting and giving it their all.
Mackenzie Dufresne making the serve that time for Tampa. Owolabi on the attack, a good one, but Tampa is able to stay with it. McBride, and that deflects away from the Spartans. Back to a 2-point lead for the Eagles.
It's just a minor error on that play from Callie Kors. Tampa, however, still hanging on, only down by 2. Embry Riddle now back on the serve by Allie Freeland.
Freeland, the libero for the Eagles tonight. And now Taylor Fussler right up front, leaping and slamming it down to the floor.
Whenever the ball is over the middle, you always have to watch out for Fossler being able to drive it home. The great setup and great power to make an unreachable ball, an unreachable play, and another kill on the night for number 16 for the Spartans.
Emily No brings the serve for Tampa. And a little bit of an errant dig there by Gilliland. McBride stays with it though, but the Eagles can't save it. Just out of the reach of Owolabi, and Tampa ties it at 14 apiece. This could be a pivotal moment here in this 4th set, Taylor.
Yep, the first time in 28 points we've had a tied set. So definitely going to be interesting to see if Tampa can now take the lead for the first time.
Nose serve right to the center of the court. McBride gets it blocked up front by Tampa, and the Spartans are back in front.
And Tampa staying focused, getting right back into it. The last time they had a 4-point deficit had been in the second set. They weren't able to recover, but right here, recovering through the adversity to take the lead. Embry Riddle still doing really well. I imagine they'll equalize it up again right here.
Weaver's set. Here's Owolabi. Blocked again, and what a job up front by Mackenzie Dufresne. Timeout taken by Embry Riddle. Tampa leads 16-14 here at the Martinez Center. We'll be right back. You're watching University of Tampa Volleyball. Back here at the Martinez Center, an unending burst of energy from the crowd here at the University of Tampa as the Spartans lead Embry Riddle 16-14 here in the fourth set. Emily No with a serve. Good dig by Gilliland for Embry Riddle. Blocked up front by Tampa, and another Spartans point. They're up by 3.
And it was Fossler and Elias on the play, being able to make a great block as Tampa leads by 3 as they are on a massive 5-0 run.
Emily No focused again as she makes another serve. Line drive serve, good dig by McBride. McBride on the attack, a gentle tap over, a good diving dig, but Tampa can't keep the play alive, and so Embry Riddle climbs back within 2.
And good stuff from Embry Riddle to try to keep it alive. They were slipping a little bit right there, but that timeout, I think, has definitely helped them try to regain focus, regain composure. The last 6 points, however, have been 5-1 in favor to the Spartans, so they have definitely been controlling the flow of play. Embry Riddle wanting to make that change.
Devin Petrowski on the serve for the Eagles. Taylor Fossler sneaks in and slams it down. Tampa is up by 3 again. Taylor Fossler, absolutely incredible up at the front for Tampa.
And it is the power from Fossler off the setup. Bang! Just driven straight home for a great Tampa point.
Here's Callie Kors. Focused ahead of her serve. Jump serve, floater, no spin, too far. It's out of bounds. Now Spartans really having trouble shaking these Eagles here. Very resilient, the visiting team here in this fourth set. Really hasn't been a wide point spread at any point during this fourth set.
The farthest the set had been was the 4-point lead that Embry Riddle had gone on to start that set. But now, of course, when we're talking about these close sets, Tampa's 11 service errors will definitely come back to haunt them possibly, as the 2 or 3 that they've had per set can be costly in terms of the entire game. Tampa blocked, and it's going to be Embry Riddle firing right back down by 1.
Sola Houghton getting blocked right up front, and a good job by the Eagles. Hanging strong on that play. And Hunter Ackerman will make another serve. 18-17, Tampa in front by 1 here in the fourth set. Good dig by Ramirez. Sorrel Houghton tries to swat it over, unsuccessful though she gets blocked. Houghton again, gentle tap over, and it's the point for Tampa. And a good diving attempt there on the near side by Allie Freeland. She comes up short.
Yep, the first time it was blocked. Second time, she decides, hey, I'll just use a little less power, and gets it cleanly over. Tampa leads by 2, 19-17, as we could be reaching the end of this set or even the match.
Claudia Rivera sends it over. Spinning serve. The set and the attack. Focused by Ramirez on the kill here. Oh, my goodness. Fired up Mackenzie Dufresne. She earns the point for the Spartans, who are within 5 of a victory tonight.
Dufresne absolutely loving that. Her 5th of the night. Again, she hasn't seen that much action, but when she's gotten those chances, she has been clinical and deadly. Beautiful stuff. Embry Riddle now with a chance to try to get back. They're down by 3.
And there's the kill that time from Jenna Bishop. Embry Riddle not to be trifled with here in the fourth set. keeping close pace, still within 2. It's 20-18.
And definitely don't leave your seats if you're watching here or here in the Martinez Center or live at home. This has been such a good match, and still a little bit of ways to go as Tampa tries to set it up, blocked, but not quickly enough.
With another kill. Definitely meeting some resistance up front from Embry Riddle, but that one spins away from the Eagles. Spartans within 4 points of a victory now here in the 4th set. Melissa Elias on the serve. And Hunter Ackerman lets that one narrowly go out of bounds. You can see her kind of get alligator armed and wisely choose to pull her arms back away from it.
Yep, it's the composure to be able to make that decision to let it go, because it's always instinctual that you want to try to hit it back and set it up. But a good play there from Embry Riddle, and the 12th service error tonight for the Spartans. And that is more than any of the deficits that they have had in this game. I mean, and any set, I think all combined, barely adds up to 12. So those could have been very crucial. But Tampa's going to be helped by a service error there from Embry Riddle as they now lead 22-19. 3 points to victory, but 3.2 being tied again. So it's going to come down right to the wire.
Tampa trying to round out the regular season on a 15-game win streak. Sorrel Houghton with the serve that time for the Spartans. And Gilliland has that one deflect away from the Tampa defenders. So a point goes to Embry Riddle again, 22-20. Coming right down to the wire.
Of course, Tampa on nearly the 15-game winning streak. Embry Riddle just had one snapped, and we know that whenever you have a losing or winning streak snapped, you want to get right back and winning again. That's what Tampa did when they lost to Nova Southeastern. Embry Riddle not able to yet. 23-20 Tampa, not long to go.
Katie McKeel on the kill for Tampa, and the Spartans are within 2 of a win tonight, and a timeout taken by Embry Riddle. Tampa leading 23-20 here in the 4th set. You're watching University of Tampa Volleyball.
Perfect.
23-20, Tampa in front here in the 4th set. 2 points away from a victory here on senior night. Spencer Smith and Taylor Stallworthy with you this evening. Glad you could join us. Eagles on the attack here. That ball deflected away by Melissa Elias, who couldn't come away with a clean dig, and Embry Riddle stays within 2.
And those timeouts have been crucial for both teams. Usually coming out of the timeout, both teams have been able to start their own runs, and that's what Embry Riddle's hoping here, possibly at the death of the match, or at the very least, the death of the set. Fossler again.
Taylor Fossler can't quite get Tampa the point this time. Punched over by McBride. Good diving dig by Rivera. Here come the Spartans, but they can't get it over the net. Point goes to Embry Riddle. They've whittled their deficit down to 1. Remarkable 4th set here tonight in Tampa.
Everyone on the edge of their seats. Tampa taking a timeout here, I think, to regroup and not try to lose this lead. We will be right back with the conclusion of regular season volleyball here at the University of Tampa's Martinez Center, live on Spartans TV and the Sunshine State Conference Network. So chance.
(23-22), Tampa leads as they look for the victory here tonight. And a brilliant diving dig by Cameron Gilliland. Here's McBride, blocked up front by Tampa. Eagles keeping it going. Here's Owolabi, diving dig by Rivera. Now sending it over, Callie Kors. And the Eagles calmly setting something up. McBride again, dive and a miss by Rivera. And this one is tied 23 apiece here in the fourth set.
And Rivera doing a cartwheel there, but still not able to reach the ball despite the miss on that play. I'd say Rivera is definitely my Sunshine State Conference defender of the season for being so instrumental for the Spartans' success. Meanwhile, Tampa again goes up to match point, 24-23.
Callie Kors with the kill that time around for Tampa, and that's number 12 for her on the night. That puts her in the team lead this evening. Sarah Luma checks back in for Tampa. And here on the potential game point, Emily No will get the serve for the Spartans. Supremely focused. No sends it over. Eagles play it. McBride, nice save there by No. Punch over by Kors. Diving dig there. Rivera keeps it going for Tampa. And there it almost was for the Spartans. A little battle up front, but Embry Riddle comes away with a point. And it's 25-24.
And that was very close. Tampa fans and bench not super happy with the call. Let's take a look at the replay real quick, I think. Never mind, but wow, that was...
Quick correction, meanwhile, it is 24-24 now.
And now 25 won't win this set. You have to win by 2 now as we enter the tiebreaker stage. Embry Riddle looking to take advantage.
Petrowski with a serve, misplayed by Tampa. Spartans can't get the dig, and Embry Riddle back in front, 25-24. Timeout taken by the Spartans on the floor, and this thriller will continue. We'll be right back for the fourth set. This is University of Tampa Volleyball.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Back at it here in the fourth set in Tampa, 25-24. Embry Riddle leads it. Eagles trying to send it to a fifth set tonight. There's the set by No. And up front at the net, Tampa wins the battle this time.
And Tampa avoiding going down to 2-2 and having to go to that tiebreaker fifth set. They're trying to get the advantage here and get another match point. It has been back and forth and back and forth.
Callie Kors trying to put the Spartans back in front as the Eagles piece it together. There's the kill. Oh, man. Embry Riddle resilient still, and they have a chance yet again to claim this one.
Set point for Embry Riddle. J.J. Ramirez back in the game. Tampa looking to make sure they're shored up defensively as well with trying to be very dominant offensively with Fossler and Houghton still in.
Freshman from St. John's, Jada McBride makes the serve. Rivera with the dig. Fossler, up the kill! Oh, baby, what a play by Fossler.
And Fossler brings it back to 26-26. This has been one of the closest sets all season for both teams and one of the closest matches. definitely a great way to finish off the season. Both teams giving it their everything. And for senior night here at Tampa, the Spartans very happy so far. Eagles very happy so far.
Here's Gilliland, tipped up front by Tampa. They keep it going. Here comes Houghton, played by the Eagles. They stay alive. Gentle tap over, going down to a knee, Rivera. Here's Houghton again, punching it hard, and a little fight at the net, and they can't get it. The Eagles can't punch it over, and the point goes to Tampa.
And it's match point once again for the Spartans. A chance to take that winning streak to 15. Embry Riddle still has a lot of fight. Tampa still has a lot of fight. Both teams still fighting. The final serve possibly here from Rivera.
Claudia Rivera sends it over. Here's Tampa, knocked down by Houghton. Eagles return it. Little battle here, back and forth over the net. And knocked down, and Tampa wins it! Oh, baby, the Tampa Spartans! 15 consecutive wins to close out the regular season. 28-26 the final score here in the fourth set on senior night, and the crowd loves it here in the Martinez Center.
And what a game. And hats off to Embry Riddle. They fought so hard and did so well to drive this fourth set to the very end. But unfortunately, Tampa just had enough in the tank to get over the finish line, capping off their regular season with 15 straight wins. Embry Riddle, 2 straight losses, but still, what a year for both teams, as they both most likely will be entering the tournament. Tampa for sure, after being not just one of the top 10 teams in the nation, but winning the conference. What a night for both teams here at the Martinez Center, and we thank you all for tuning in throughout the regular season, and definitely check out some of the games live in the postseason with Tampa Volleyball. And as well, if you want to stay tuned with Tampa Sports or for any other team in the Sunshine State Conference, you can check out Sunshine State TV and, of course, the Tampa Spartans live sports as well. They'll be back Sunday for the NCAA Regional Tournament second round as the Tampa men's soccer team faces off against Auburn Montgomery in NCAA tournament action. Thank you for tuning in here tonight for one of the, well, I have to easily say, game of the season for the Spartans. What a win to cap off senior night, and a beautiful night here as well for the Spartans.
Absolutely. So a 3-1 win tonight for Tampa over Embry Riddle. We thank you all for joining us. For Taylor Stolworthy, I'm Spencer Smith. We thank you for tuning in this evening. Have a great night.